Hart is the president and CEO of Dale Carnegie Training, the most experienced training organization, celebrating 110 years, actually. And he's got an upcoming book, Take Command, Find Your Inner Strength and Build Relationships and Live the Life You Want. So, Joe, welcome. And this sounds like a great book. Let's just start with, how did the idea for this emerge?
Yeah, thank you, Jane. So just, a little bit of background. I mean, Dale Carnegie is someone who's had a huge influence on my life. I took a Dale Carnegie program when I was in my 20s. It led me to ultimately change the direction of my career, helped me really interact with people far more positively. I mean, so many amazing things. And ultimately, I was going through COVID as everyone else was. I was the CEO of Dale Carnegie, became the CEO of Dale Carnegie in 2015. And, really just realized kind of in June 2020, just as looking at all that the world was going through, I said, my gosh, we really have to get these amazing ideas of Dale Carnegie, from how to win friends and influence people and how to stop worrying and start living, to a younger generation. How do we really reach people who need this message so badly right now? And so I reached out to my co-author, Michael Crom, who's been at Dale Carnegie for a long time. He's on our board. He's Dale Carnegie's grandson. And we basically came up with the idea of Take Command.
Oh, well, I think that's a great idea. I have a 13 and a 15-year-old, and I feel like they haven't been exposed to Dale Carnegie curriculum, so to speak, like previous generations have. So I think this is great. I'll get the book for them. And so what do you mean exactly? Taking command? Like, give us some specifics.
Yeah, so taking command really starts with, it's taking command of our lives. Take command of your 2023. So the book is broken into three parts, Jane. The first part is take command of your thoughts and emotions. And, whether we're talking about, say, your kids and my kids also, I've got 6 kids, but especially younger people, it's like, how do you, manage all of the stress and anxiety and worry and things that are happening in the world, when you may not necessarily be equipped to do that. So we're building on Dale Carnegie's How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And frankly, I mean, this is really applicable to everybody. We will all face stress. You and I face stress every single day. And why is it you've got 2 people in the exact same situation, and one person handles things beautifully, they're happy, they're thrilled, the other person just is down or negative and so forth. It all comes down to our thoughts. So the first part of this book is about take command of your thoughts and emotions. How do we help people not only manage those negative thoughts and emotions, if you will, but flip them into things so that we are more resilient and courageous, and we can handle really whatever comes at us. The next part of the book is take command of our relationships, right? You have to take command of yourself. And then how do I build great relationships, whether it's at work or school or my family and so forth. But often we deal with difficult people. We have conflict. We've got kind of a polarized society in so many ways. So how do I learn how to really manage, navigate those relationships and really turn them into enduring ones? And then the last part of the book is, you've taken command of yourself, you've taken command of your relationships, you're developing great relationships. How do you take command of your future? How do you have the vision? What's your vision? How do you live the life that you want to live? So all 3 of those things come together, and Take Command is really meant to be a manual or a guidebook built on Dale Carnegie principles and wisdoms, with current stories from diverse people all over the world, younger people, older people. So we really hope that this will be a tool book, if you will, a toolkit to help people just take command of their lives and live the lives that they want.
Yeah, well, here we are at the beginning of the year. So it's, a lot of people are making reservations. They want to resolutions. They want to make changes in their life. And, this might be a perfect way to get that started.
Yeah, especially right now, if we're 10 days right now. We're recording this on the 10th of January. The book is just coming out today, but some people may already be off track. They may be saying, they started the year with, great, ideas and visions and plans. And all of a sudden it's like, gosh, I got derailed so easily. So this can be a great way to help people reboot and really make this year and the years ahead hugely valuable for themselves.
Yeah. So give us one of your top tips for taking command.
And so one of them is befriend your emotions. A lot of times we feel different kinds of things. I mean, we might have this idea, gosh, I want to feel happy, I want to feel good, but I feel down, I'm worried and so forth. And so one of the ideas that we talk about in the book is that our emotions and our thoughts are really here to serve us. So if I'm feeling something, if I've got anxiety, if I'm down or whatever it might be, what is that telling me? Yeah. So I yesterday found myself kind of, just feeling a certain level of stress. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I was like, well, wait a second. So the first thing is, so what is the emotion? Let's define it. And you mentioned your kids, and I do this with my kids as well. It's like, hey, they'll say something like, oh, my life is horrible. It's like, hold on, time out. What are you feeling right now? So the first thing we want to do is define what is it we're feeling, and then what is it telling us, because our emotions are here to serve us. So maybe I'm not prepared for something. Maybe I need to think about a relationship. Maybe I've said something I shouldn't say and I feel kind of upset or guilty about it. It's like, well, okay, so now that you've recognized that, what do you want to do about it? Rather than just kind of going down this spiral, which can take us to really kind of, necessarily healthy places.
Yeah. Oh, we had a situation Sunday in the road. I was coming back from Italy, and my daughter and I, neither one of us had a meltdown. But it could have been a meltdown situation, and we strategized instead. So I think that was it saved our sanity.
You took command. That's exactly what we're talking about.
I could still use some help, though, for sure. Joe, thank you so much. This sounds like a wonderful book. Thanks for joining us and explaining.
Thank you, Jane. Appreciate being with you.